Yo, 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 what's going on? This is the NRW, where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuya P, and I'm here with the one, the only, who occasionally will turn green if you make her upset. My She-Hulk, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Good, really bright-faced right now. But yeah, great.
What does the white turn from? Like, this is not the green here.
I don't know.
What's the white?
There's some references to some Red Hulks twice now in the She-Hulk universe. So maybe I'm the White Hulk. I'm the one that steals everything from everyone else.
Hilarious.
Happy National Indigenous Day, people.
Right, yes, as of this recording too. Hilarious. The amazing Heather Hurt. As y'all know, we love Disney Plus. We love Marvel. We love what they've been doing with She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This episode is still amongst the same, but you know, we'll let you know the full details once we get to the review portion. But as we do, Heather will break down the story. I'll break down the characters, and then we'll come together with our review. You ready to do this, Heather?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So we begin on a dark and dreary night in the parking lot of a electronics store. And we are introduced to the one, the only Leapfrog himself, the one character that everyone has truly been waiting for. And he completely combusts in the middle of a fight. As we know, Vincent Patilio is, well, the Patilios, I guess we don't really know until the show happened. But the Patilios are a major family and proponent of the law firm that Jen Walters is currently working for. And as a superhero, that means that she is now responsible for another superhero. Patilio's costume broke in, or combusted once again. I'm just saying words at this point. Combusted, and he wants to sue Luke, that one's Jen. That one's not Jen. Jen's Taylor for being for the malfunction, because he got third-degree burns, or so he says, thanks to the jetpacks on his legs. That turns into Jen nearly ruining her relationship. We'll get into it later with Luke, and going to court against the Taylor himself. But there's a little surprise in there. The one, the only, we didn't really care about it. We already knew. Matt Murdock walks into the room. It is the Daredevil himself. I'm so sorry, guys. I just really can't talk today. The Daredevil himself walks into the room and just smears the Jen all across the floor. She never stood a chance, and she is desperate to stay on Luke's good side, and that just, it falters all the way. With the massive loss at his feet, Leapfrog decides to do the one and only thing a superhero would ever do: kidnap somebody. Because that's exactly what superheroes do. And he takes him to his very well-known secret hideout, the Lily Pad, with bright, shiny letters in which everyone across the city can see. At that point, the two superheroes of the series, I'm going to just put my finger right up Jim's nose there. The two superheroes of the series get together and they do a classic superhero team up and go after Leapfrog and get back the Taylor. So I think I got most of it out in too many words. Kuya P, take it away.
All right. Here we go. The cast list for this episode. Again, returning as always, our She-Hulk, our Jennifer Walters, Tatiana Maslany. Nikki Ramos again is back. Ginger Gonzaga plays her. We also have Holden Holloway, Steve Coulter, Mallory Book, Renee Elise Goldsberry, and Elaine Walters. Played by Tess Malice Kincaid. Did we see Elaine before? We did, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay? I was like, that's appearance, right? Yes. And Maurice Walters, Marklin Baker, Perfect Strangers. Again, shout out to that amazing show. Pug, Josh Segarra, Josh Miller. I hate you, Josh. Trevor Salter, the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, right.
John Bass plays Todd. Luke Jacobson, again, our marvelous Taylor. Griffin Matthews. And then, of course, the biggest announcements for this particular episode's Leapfrog is Brandon Stanley, our Ribbit or Ribbit guy for our Leapfrog, who's also, FYI, Marvel, the people behind the PR team behind that. Heather noticed it. I noticed it. They made these announcements before a lot of us watched the episode. Kind of spoiled it a little bit. Just a little bit upset about that, because I knew prior to, because of being on Twitter, but I should know better also as a Marvel fan. You can't really turn onto your socials when new films are dropping or new episodes are dropping, because they're going to spoil. So just be careful. But just a little upset with Marvel, though, for doing that. Come on.
Don't tell the mouse that. Don't tell the mouse that.
So anyway, yes, we do get Leapfrog. Never thought I'd ever see him on the big screen or the small screen, because this is TV, Disney Plus. But was quite interesting to see that character who used jet fuel when he shouldn't have in those boots. And of course, the biggest character that we got in this that was kind of spoiled because we saw from the trailers, Charlie Cox, our Matt Murdock, our Daredevil. And per Twitter, what I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, the discussion has been probably the best romantic lover in all of Marvel. Because he can not only hear, but can sense a lot of different things. And I'm like, I never thought about that. But you know what? I could honestly, with his powers, he probably is the best lover.
He'd be the most adept to it. That's true. He would know if someone
Did you see the discourse about that? I should have tagged you on that.
No. I saw the discourse. One of my favorites was the fact that we had to come to that one person's like, you do realize that like every romantic relationship he has been about support of the woman. Like he is one of the most like forward progressive lovers in all of Marvel. And it's just like, hit it and quit it. If you, I mean, we had a bad hit it and quit it, but you can also have some good ones. Like Jen clearly had a good night, it's okay.
Oh yeah, happy for her. But yeah, I just never had that thought, and seeing that discourse was like, now I've got to think about this. I actually need to sit down and think about this a little bit. But you know what? I would definitely say, yeah, Daredevil's probably in that top 3.
Well, let's be honest
about who can sense everything, as a lover would be, right? And have those powers. But who would be the female? I don't know.
Version of that?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, men don't need much.
Exactly.
You could
actually, you know what?
Be blind and not need to do much.
I think men would want Mystique.
I mean, I want Mystique, so
right, because you could constantly change it up.
That's true. You would never be bored in the bedroom.
Never would be bored. All right. Anyway,
but to be fair, well, no. Let's keep on this conversation, because what we do need to talk about this from a comic book perspective. But to be fair, the fact that we in the comic book universe talk way too much about whom is the best lover is just a statement of itself. But in reality, can we please stop slut shaming Matt Murdock and any character? I know that one theme, of course, in this show is about slut shaming. Like, when we see that a lot, to try and reduce. For those of you who haven't seen the show yet, I mean, you should. We talk spoilers here, but I'm going to try and keep the ending to a minimal. But one of the things that we do, there is a concept of slut shaming, the theme of slut shaming. But the thing is in comics, everyone just gets with everyone. The openness, the willingness, the freedom. Matt Murdock, I was in a conversation with someone, like, they think that he's like the number one fuckboy in all of Marvel. And it's like, no, honey, Logan is. But
oh yes,
Logan, like literally, if you tally it, Logan and Black Widow, not Black Widow. Wow. Natasha and Logan, aka Wolverine, have hit it the most with the most people. But you know what? Good for them. They're having fun. They're
Yeah.
enjoying it. So please stop slut shaming. If you want to have fun, that's fine. But Matt Murdock is clearly a good lover. Don't be angry.
Yeah, exactly. And if again, who wouldn't want to have somebody that can know everything and sense everything and just blow your mind? Like, come on. Yes.
Well, it's also there's stresses. As a superhero, some of the biggest stresses that they are things that you and I, even if we were in this fictitious universe, something that you and I would never understand. That's a type of stress that no one can get out of. And you know what? If they need to get some stress out, let them get some stress out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Consensual stress reducers are perfect.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, like, we live in a society now that we're getting more comfortable about something that has always been there. So let's stop fooling ourselves that this wasn't there. We're just now more open to discuss it. And so for all these people that are shaming, y'all haven't been paying attention. Nor you're just now starting, and you probably can't get it for yourselves. Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to go down that path. So let's keep it moving. Let me not lose all the audience. But anyway, just saying. This was a great episode, a fun episode. We finally got our Matt Murdock. We got Leapfrog. Let's start off with that, because it kind of starts off with Leapfrog, and then revealing Daredevil because he's chasing after him. Were you shocked, surprised? How did you feel about seeing Leapfrog for the first time in the MCU?
I mean, I'm kind of on with you where it's they released his costume before. I still love that that one of the big complaints you saw when they first released the costume was like people were like, "Oh my God, that looks like shit." At the time, it looks like shit with everything else, and y'all have been clearly proven wrong with the rest of the series. But what I love it's not necessarily that Luke made a crappy costume, because Luke makes great costumes. He makes perfect costumes. Yeah. But it's one of those where it's so cartoony and it's so gaudy, and I'm so glad that they didn't like perfect it and make it into like this really sleek looking suit. He's just goofy looking, and I kind of love it. I'm not surprised, but I kind of love it.
I dug it. It worked. It's what it needed to be, you know? So, yeah, I thought it was great to see that, and just mixing it, the interplay of what we already have established character-wise with Luke, you know, that is a great way to introduce that character into this universe. And then to have Matt Murdock to finally bring him into the series representing Luke, like, which we got that foreshadowing from the helmet that was being constructed by Luke. Coup de grace. You love to see it. And then to just have them all interconnect, just if it went by like this for me. I think if anything, it just like it went by so fast, because you had this chase, you had this fight, then you had this courtroom scene, then you have them now going after again each other, and then boom, it's done. Then it was like, okay, then it was done, but then you thought this episode was done, and which they in turn were self-aware and played with the audience, right? To then just give us this nutshell of where we got to continue on the storyline that we've been building, where Josh took the blood or whatever, and just now we're seeing the ramifications of that in this evil organization, which is going to lead us into the next episode, our finale. I need more. I'm sad. I just thought it was another great episode. Again, they haven't done any wrong for me. But just so many highlights, and just what did you think about, I guess, the biggest highlight, and I guess, but also a low light for some of these ridiculous internet fans we're seeing online, them, Jen and Matt hooking up? What did you think about that?
I might harken back to, I think it was episode 5, and you asked if I was interested in them having, you know, a love scene. One of my favorite things about them in the comics is the fact that they riff off each other so well, and they riff off one another really well in the television show. But honestly, I didn't really care for them having a romantic angle. They did, and it was really well done, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't really care for them to be together. And honestly, I think it would be really great if this was they got it out of their system, they're done with each other, they're now going to be best friends, and I am okay with that. What about you?
I'm cool with that. I like them together, so I would maybe like to see a little bit more. But at the same time, I think it would be good as a society as a whole. Like you're saying, like we can have a special moment, but then continuing on and just be friends.
Mm-hmm.
That would be dope, So I'm good either way. I do like him as I am because, well, one, like my girl Jen, I just want her to have love, right? And my man Josh happiness. Did her greasy, so now she finds Matt. But Matt might be a little bit more for her, or I don't know, just because of their same lives are too close and intertwined that it might, they're both superheroes. We live in two different areas. It might be too much for that relationship to work, thinking about it logistically as a person when these are fictional characters, but just thinking about their makeup, right? Like, that's I need somebody at Jen have somebody local. Like,
that's one of the great things about comics in general is that we want more, and we have an entire universe in which we can grow and develop. And people, I'm going to always harken back to that stupid statement of just film, superhero, like people are just getting tired of superhero films. But guess what? We have a universe that can grow and can develop. And like, that's one of the great things. We can have those love stories and we can be told in incredibly different ways. And that's something that this could definitely be done in. So,
yeah. So, great. Yeah. Just a great moment there. I was cool with it. I love the walk of shame. I love the interaction with Nikki, like girl, or they didn't really say that, but I was like, that we were thinking all in our head. Let's see that happen. Okay.
Do the devil, do it, girl. It's like, okay.
That was just tight. That was just great moments, great character moments, right?
Absolutely. So the greatest character moment was her doing a Wolverine with the makeup brushes.
Oh yes. Go Nikki.
Second reference to Wolverine, my friends.
Yeah.
So just to call it out real quick, last week we got a Wolverine statement from Marvel and Disney. We got the second Wolverine reference in She-Hulk. We got Werewolf by Night, and we've got a whole bunch of really great references. Watch She-Hulk just for the goddamn references. You are going to see so many things. I just can't. If you're not watching She-Hulk, you need to be watching She-Hulk, because you're going to be like, everything. It all comes together.
Yes. So good. Thank you for bringing that. I almost forgot about that moment. Just a lot of continuing on. I'm sad that this is the second to the last episode. There's only one more episode left, and that's has me in tears because this has been marvelous. Like, yes, sensational.
It's been it's going to be savage that we're losing it.
Yes. We'll turn into savages, I'm saying. So what did you think about the setup where they're at this award ceremony gala where we're thinking she's going to be the only female lawyer of the year, which, come on now, female, or couldn't it just be lawyer of the year? But then it's a number of females. But just that whole setup from the female perspective of that, and just how men, like I as a man was like, we are scumbags, just like that whole setup and how they did that, which is really well done to tell you how foolish and stupid it is, right? Mm-hmm. As a culture that we do this. But Heather, please, what did you think about that?
I really hate it when men ask me how I'm good at. I'm just kidding. Well, no, I'm not. But way to go, Mallory. Kick some ass. Once again, trying to not go into spoilers is the one thing that I think that we really don't want to talk too much about, because it is what's going to lead into the finale. But that scene, it really just epitomizes the fact that this show was written by women, much of it by women of color, and it was just you could feel it. You could feel the angst, and you can feel the side of women that we're not necessarily comfortable with talking about in public, or some women are not comfortable talking about in public. And it was a really great scene, and it's really opening. The next episode is going to be, it's going to be monstrous. And if I don't get that damn Red Hulk reference a third time, I'm going to figure out what's going on. Like, we have now gotten 2 Red Hulk references. Where is my damn Red Hulk? Well.
So yeah, the whole thing that happens there leads us into the end. I guess we're gonna be careful and just save it for the finale episode of our thoughts. But a great episode, and build up to that finale. That I'm excited, but also sad at the same time because I just want more episodes. I'm already ready for season 2. So final thoughts, Heather. Wrap up. Ribbit or Rip It.
Moon Knight was announced for season 2, guys. Sorry, wait, wrong show. Watch Werewolf by Night. It's adorable. That's it. That's all.
All right. We're being careful, y'all. I guess we're gonna save our full commentary for that finale episode. But this was great. Another great installment. Shout out to everybody again on the cast, killing it. Didn't think coming into it I would be this much in love with this series, but absolutely they knocked it out the ballpark, hands down.
Every episode. All right, better.
Heather, how can people reach out to you if they want to talk about who is the best superhero lover or villain in the Marvel universe that's been out there? Or let's continue on the conversation and or She-Hulk talk. How can they reach out to you?
If you want to talk to me about how Batman definitely eats, you can reach out to me on Twitter at @NerdIsAHeather and on Instagram and TikTok at HeatherIsANerd.
I like that segue. All right, y'all. For me, it's the Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. Of course, here with Heather and the whole squad at the NRW and at Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Let us know what you think, as well as always, in the comments below. Bye.